Hello, Outlaw Nation, and welcome back to the Outlaw Dynasty, Outlaw Insider Offseason. Great end to the season last week as we win our first bowl game appearance, 28-23 over FIU in the New Orleans Bowl. Finished the year 7-6, first time in school history that the Outlaws have had a winning record, and they win their first ever bowl appearance. So a great debut season for Rich Mahogany, and we look forward for a lot more and a lot bigger things in the future. With that bowl win, we get another upgrade point. So we'll throw that into Coach there, upgrade him. Take a look at the bowl results from 2035 and take a look at our final top 25 in the season. And then we'll head into the off season and watch our program get better. So let's go. Coaching upgrades. 1 point, we're going to go ahead and dump that into the closer and finish that out. So we'll have the plus 1,500 for the entire season in recruiting and help us bring in a lot better prospects to build this program. The Rich Mahogany, upgrade, baby. Okay, your 2035 bowl results. Arizona over Air Force in the New Mexico Bowl. Hawaii over Bowling Green in the Potato Bowl. Army over Boise in the Poinsettia Bowl. Tulane over Central Missouri in the Beef O'Brady's Bowl. Oklahoma Tech over Florida International in the New Orleans Bowl. Stanford over Fresno State in the Mako Bowl. Hawaii Bowl goes to Arkansas Tech over San Jose State. Michigan over Central Michigan in the Little Caesars Bowl. Western Michigan over Louisville in the Military Bowl. Cal over Houston in the Holiday Bowl. Belk Bowl goes to Wake Forest over Pittsburgh State. Independence Bowl, Tulsa edges out Syracuse. The U over Texas in the Russell Athletic Sweatpants Bowl. Iowa over SMU in the Meineke Car Care Bowl. Armed Forces Bowl, Nevada over Louisiana Tech. Fight Hunger Bowl, UCF beats Washington. Alamo Bowl, West Virginia over Arizona State. Wild Wings Bowl, Purdue over Texas Tech. Music City Bowl, Virginia over South Carolina. Sun Bowl, Georgia Tech over USC, 47-45. Arkansas State beats Marshall in the Liberty Bowl. The Chick-fil-A Bowl, Virginia Tech over Georgia. Indiana over Cincinnati in the Heart of Dallas Bowl. Texas A&M loses to Ohio State in the Gator Bowl. Arkansas drills Illinois in the Capital One Bowl. Minnesota edges Ole Miss in the Outback Bowl. Penn State puts it on UCLA in the Rose Bowl. Fiesta Bowl, Nebraska beats Florida. Oklahoma beats Northwest Missouri in the Sugar Bowl. Florida State over Notre Dame in the Orange Bowl. LSU thumps Kansas State in the Cotton Bowl. The Compass Bowl, BYU over San Diego State. Go Daddy goes to Miami, Ohio over Troy. And the 2035 National Championship is won by Tennessee over Oregon, 28-21. And those are your bowl results for the 2035 season. Let's take a look at the final top 25 of the 2035 season. It's going to go Tennessee, Nebraska, Penn State, Oregon, UCLA, Arkansas, LSU, Florida State, Northwest Missouri, and Minnesota, 1 through 10. Virginia Tech, Florida, Oklahoma, Miami, Ohio, Iowa, UCF, Ole Miss, Notre Dame, USC, and Arkansas State, 11 through 20. And Georgia, Cal, Wake Forest, Virginia, and the U round out the final top 25 for 2035. All right, your final season stats for the Outlaws. J.R. Romero finishes with a 153.8 passer rating, 212 out of 327, 2,785 yards, 27 touchdowns, 16 interceptions, 214 yards per game. Anderson's the leading rusher with 122 carries for 695 yards and 8 touchdowns. Yeti had 76 for 345 and 5 TDs. Lewis 91 for 332 and 3. Romero 69 for 156 and 1. Eddie Davis with 21 carries for 151 yards and a touchdown, and Beef Wellington with 1 carry for 7 yards this season. Through the air, Perkins had 56 catches for 818 yards and 8 touchdowns. Yeti, 41 catches for 553 yards and 7 touchdowns. Palmer, 38 for 726 and 5. Doolin, 29 for 245 and 3. Gabriel, 24 catches, 180 yards, 2 touchdowns. Preston Johnson, his senior season, gets 19 catches for 263 yards and 3 touchdowns. Anderson, 7 catches for 68 yards. Patrick Gray, 2 for 51. And John Singleton caught that fake punt in the very first game of the season, 1 for 13. Blocking, Richards, 3 pancakes. Perk, 3 pancakes. Copeland, 2. Payne, 2. Jackson, 1. Daly, 1. Jackson gave up 6 sacks. Pennington, 5. Daly, 2. Payne, 1. And Richards, 1. Defensively, let's just look at solo tackles here. Jorge Davis leads the way with 50. Pittman with 45. Johnson with 45. Balser 38. McDonald 36. Stokes 27. Roberson 27. Vela 26. Harrell 26. Flanagan 21. Big Huey had 10. Big George Smith had 10. The rest of these are all pretty much special team tackles there. Tackles for loss. Jorge Davis leads the team with 13. Stokes with 11. Johnson 9. Flanagan 9. Harrell 8. Pittman 5. Big George Smith 5. Aaron McDonald 4. Balser 3. Big Huey 3. Roberson with 2. Sacks. Stokes finishes the year with 6. Jorge 5. Joey Johnson 3. George Smith 2. Flanagan 2. Roberson, Balser, and Big Huey all had 1 sack apiece. Pick City, Jorge had 4. Vela had 3. Pittman, or as someone just said on a comment, we should call him Pickman. He had 2. Balser, McDonald, and Harrell all had 1 interception on the season. A lot of missed interceptions right here. Pittman led the way with 4. 2-2-2 for Vela, Balser, and McDonald. Forced fumbles. Jorge Davis, the only person that forced a fumble this season. Balser recovered a fumble, which that actually wasn't a fumble. That was an option pitch that he just snagged out of the air and took it back to the house for a touchdown. Which, speaking of, Balser, Jorge Davis, and David Vela all scored defensive touchdowns this season. The slow load for the kicking statistics. Wellington finishes 11 of 12 on the season. He's only missed a 52-yarder against Arkansas Tech, 91%. Punting. Wellington didn't miss any extra points either. He was perfect on the season. Punting, 21 punts, 933 yards, 44.4 average with a net of 38. Not bad at all. Kick returns, Fisher, 24 for 577. Vela, 18 for 482 and a touchdown. And Vela, 21 punt returns for 240 yards. And that great punt return against Oklahoma State for a touchdown in the 4th game of the season. Those are your 2035 Outlaw season statistics. Okay, on a side note, we did finish with the number 2 total defense in the country. So a great job by that defensive staff putting it together, and we had the number 1 rush defense in the country, and it wasn't even close. Texas was 600 plus yards behind us, and just a solid first year for the staff with the defense, and they'll only get better. Bring in better talent, we will just get better and better and better. Good things are coming for the Outlaws. But just wanted to brag a little on that defense. The number 2 total defense in the country and the number 1 rush defense of 2035 belongs to the Oklahoma Tech Outlaws. School records. Passing. Romero broke 1 this season with 6 touchdown passes in a game. Did that against Northwest Missouri State in the 4 overtime thriller. Receiving. These are not us. We haven't set any in 2029. A guy named T. Davis set the season record for receptions and yards. So there's one somebody will break here for Oklahoma Tech, I'm sure, under Rich Mahogany when we get this light speed offense firing on all cylinders. Defensive records, only 1 broken this season. Brian Stokes, Senior night, had 4 sacks in the first half against Pittsburgh State, and that set the record for most sacks in a game. No rushing records broken this year. We'll have shots at those as our offensive line gets better and better. We'll have better and better days running. And that's it for school records in 2035. All right, that should be it for 2035. If there's something I missed, let me know in the comments. I'll try to get that info for you. But let's move ahead. Let's jump on into the off season and get out of 2035 and see what the future has in store for the Outlaws. Let's go. Players leaving. Only 7 seniors this season. Of course, out on top there is Jorge Davis, our senior middle linebacker, 67 overall, so he's probably not going to get drafted. Hopefully he can get picked up as an undrafted free agent and get a roster spot in training camp with some team and just be given a shot to make the team. So I think he can impress some people and maybe even make a roster if they just give him a shot. Lester, didn't see a lot of him. Left tackle out of El Reno, Oklahoma. Joey Johnson, major contributor on defense this season, 6'6" senior from War Acres. He will be missed. Carlton didn't see a lot of time on the field. We appreciate his contributions. Big Perk, Altus, Oklahoma, our offensive star this season, 71 overall. Hopefully he'll also get an opportunity to get on a roster and get into training camp and maybe have a shot to get on a team. Preston Johnson, not a big season, but had some big plays for us and important plays for us this season as a senior wide receiver out of Burke Burnett, Texas, 68 overall. And Adam McDonald, starting cornerback, had a solid season for the Outlaws. And he will definitely be missed, and we appreciate his contributions here in Rich Mahogany's first season. But those are our players leaving, 7 seniors. We wish them well. Good luck, fellas. Transfer request. Hey, Jason Beck, Oklahoma kid, went out to Utah. He wants to come back. He's a true freshman, so he'll redshirt, end up being a redshirt sophomore when he's eligible. 68 overall. Always nice to have depth. So we'll welcome him into the program, let him sit out a year after transferring, and he'll join us on the field for the 2037 season. Off-season recruiting. So I was off on my math. I said we had 4 scholarships left heading into the offseason. We only have 2 left. So we're going to put $8,000 into Dominic McBride, 77 overall athlete, and $2,000 into Lance Johnson, a 3-star strong safety at a Poto who will probably move to linebacker. But anyway, $8,000 McBride, $2,000 Johnson. Let's go to signing day. All right, so we end up with the number 28 class in the nation. Not bad at all. 1 5-star, 2 4-stars, 13 3-stars, 2 2-stars, and 6 1-star players. 24 overall. I thought we signed 25. Anyway, 24 overall commitments. Let's take a look at them. Trayvon Henderson, the 5-star out of Independence, Kansas. LaRon Ross and David Smith are 2 4-stars. Sullivan, Tyrone Henderson, Thompson, Upshaw, Skinner, Nelson, Mayfield, Burrell. And we do sign Lance Johnson, Frederick, Scott, and we also signed McBride. So we got both of the 2 guys that we put points into in the offseason. And then Reese and Simmons are 2 stars with Brown, Pitts, Dunbar, Goins, Anderson, and Morton, the 6 1-star athletes. All in all, a solid class for Rich Mahogany in his 2nd overall recruiting offseason. So hopefully these guys will be ready to contribute when their time comes to step on the field. But that is a quick look at signing day. All right, position changes. No changes really on the offense. We moved a couple of the offensive linemen around to balance it out a little bit, but nothing significant. Here at linebacker, left outside linebacker, we got a couple of signees at strong safety that we moved to linebacker. Lance Johnson and Sterling Anderson have been moved to left outside linebacker. David Simmons, who is coming in as an outside linebacker, we moved him to middle backer, and the same with Andrew Nelson. And we moved Roberson over to right outside linebacker from left outside linebacker, and after training, he'll go up over Frederick to be our starter there. We moved the athlete, Javon Sullivan, to corner, where he will be the starting corner, most likely with Tom Scott. And then after training results, Vela will probably move into that nickel corner position there behind Scott. And we might even put him in the number 2 corner and have Scott be our nickel guy. I'm not sure yet. We'll see after training results. No changes here in the secondary or the specialist. So that's all our position changes in season 1 off season. And the favorite of every off season, training results. Let's see how much better we got here. How hard the Outlaws work. Start off at the quarterback position. J.R. Romero gets a +5, 74 overall. Up to a 75 throw power and 85 throw accuracy. So that's good to see. Awareness up to +5 to 69 as well. Ryan Williams, 72 +5. Eddie Davis a +4 to 68. And Keys a +5 to, I'm pretty sure he's entered the transfer portal. Halfbacks, Matt Lewis with a +5. He's up to a 72 overall. RJ Anderson with a +4, 69 overall. And Fisher, our kick returner, +5 to a 66. Yeti with a +4. He is now a 71 overall. Wideouts, Palmer +4 to 72. Doolin a +3 to 69. Gabriel +4 to 69. Patrick Gray with a +5 to 68. Parrish +5 to 62. Peoples with a +5. He's a 66 overall at tight end. Jackson +5 to 73 overall. Richards a +5 to 72. Daly a +7 to 71 overall. Hard work by Daly in the offseason, getting ready for his senior season. Payne with a +6 is up to a 74 overall. Pennington +4 hit 72. Stokes +4 to 71 overall. Flanagan a +5 to 72. Big Huey Brown with a +5. He's now a 75 overall. Big George Smith also +5 to 74. Nobody have noticed here. Pratt with a +4 to 66. He'll be a backup though. Beck, the transfer who's sitting out, he +4s to 72 overall. Big Roberson with a +5 to 72 overall. We should expect to see him a lot more on the defense this season. At corner, David Vela, +5, 71 overall. He's really the only one that'll probably see a lot of playing time this season. A lot of these guys down here probably won't be on the roster come the fall. At free safety, Sammy Pittman with a +4 to 73, and Michael Winchester with a +3 to 67. The Wrecking Ball gets a +5 to 75, and Nate Harrell a +4 to 69 overall. Barry, our backup kicker, +5 to 76, and Big Beef Wellington with a +6 to 83 overall. And I think our center had our best training results at +7. Yeah, +7 is going to be our best jump there. And Wellington is our highest rated player at 83 overall now. But there's a look at training results. All right, player cuts. We had 83. We had to get down to 70. So here's a final look at our 70-man roster. 5 quarterbacks: Romero, Williams, Upshaw, Reese, and Davis. 5 halfbacks: Lewis, Anderson, Ross, Fisher, and Gates. 2 fullbacks: Morton and Yeti. Wideouts, just 6 wideouts: Palmer, Henderson, Doolin, Gabriel, Gray, and Parrish. Peoples and Mayfield at tight end. Jackson, Bowman, Goins, left tackle. Richards, Lane, and Pitts, left guard. Daly and Mayo at center. Payne, Fields, Brown, and Reed at right guard. Pennington, Dunbar, Houston, and Skinner at right tackle. Stokes and Edwards at left end. Flanagan and Johnson at right end. Smith, Brown, Smith, Henderson, and Gaither at defensive tackle. Anderson and Johnson at left outside linebacker. Simmons, Beck, and Nelson at middle. Right backer, Roberson, Frederick, and Vinson. Corners go Sullivan, Scott, Vela, McBride, Thompson, Wilson, McBride, Smith, and Singleton. Pittman, Burrell, and Winchester at free safety. Balser and Harrell at strong safety. Barry, our backup kicker. We had Beef Wellington as our punter and our place kicker, our highest rated player at 83 overall. That is a look at our final 70-man roster. All right, that's going to be it for the Outlaw Insider off-season. We appreciate you stopping by and checking us out. We'll have one more Outlaw Insider. We'll have the preseason special where we go over our depth chart, our recruiting board, and talk about the preseason top 25 predictions, preseason All-Americans. We'll go over all that, go over our schedule for the 2036 season. And we hope you join us then. If you're enjoying the Outlaw Dynasty, we would appreciate the support. Hit that like button. It helps every time you do it. Subscribe, share. We love the comments. Hoist trophies, win championships. For the Tater Sports Network, I'm Chip D. Till next time, see ya.
You crazy mother...